Hello, my name is Katie Brindle, and today I'm going to ask you a simple question, which is, are you suffering from the menopause or do you have peri-menopausal symptoms? If the answer is yes, then this video is all here to help you. So today we're going to talk about all of the amazing ways that Chinese medicine can really help the menopause, because over my years in clinic I have realised that so many women are suffering from this, far more so than they used to do in our mother's generation. So the first question to answer is why? Why are we suffering so much from something which is really such a natural process and something which really we should just sail through? Well, the answer is the modern day lifestyle. Because the answer is, now that the female has been emancipated, and thank goodness for that, the reality is that whereas before we were limited with what we were doing and we were very much the woman's place is in the home, the reality now is that we've been emancipated into the workforce. And whilst that's a wonderful thing, the reality is that during the course of our lifetimes as menopausal women in the 21st century, we have been forced into an equalising process of the gender gap by forcing ourselves and our bodies to behave like men, whereas in fact we are women. And the reality of what that's doing to our bodies, because we do not have male bodies, is that when we come to the menopause moment, which we have and they don't, our bodies really suffer. Now, one of the main reasons for this is because we don't give ourselves enough time to switch off and have a tiny little bit of downtime during the course of the day. The main reason for this is that the female body has a big relationship with the kidneys. The kidneys in Chinese medicine are responsible for many different things, but they're responsible for the aging process, of which the menopause is part, the fertility system, of which the menopause is connected to, and also to the stress hormones, of which we are suffering from at a stratospheric level, and also for the rest of the body. Now, when we talk about kidney health, most people then say to me, oh, I need to drink more water. And you think, well, yeah, okay, water is an important thing. And if you're not drinking any, it is important to drink water or very good quality tea. But it's not just about drinking more fluids. In fact, arguably, we drink too many. Most people are now drinking too much fluids, which puts in even greater strain on the kidneys than they were already under. But one of the main things that kidneys respond to extremely well and need so desperately is rest. Not just rest, but actually rest ideally at some point in the middle of the afternoon. Now, of course, when we were in the home and our place was there, we had a little bit more autonomy over our time. And often, despite the fact we were working extremely long hours, most women would get an opportunity to sit down and have a drink in the middle of the afternoon or take a little bit of a rest before the children came home. Nowadays, because we're working and we've gone into the male working system, because it was ruled by men until we were invited in halfway through the 20th century. But the way that they created the working space was to work very well for a male body. And male bodies don't need the rest time in the middle of the afternoon as much as we do, because they are not on a 28-day cycle, whereas we are. So, of course, as women in the workplace, we've just soldiered through with coffee and sugar and goodness knows what else, just to get ourselves from one day to the next. But the reality is that we are suffering in a far greater respect from this in our menopause years, because the kidneys are getting absolutely exhausted. And when the hormone shift happens from our ovaries to our kidneys to start producing the lower nonetheless but levels of estrogen and progesterone, then the reality is the kidneys are completely overwhelmed by a 30-year process of this workplace environment and the overwhelm that they've been dealing with, and they can't cope. And then what happens is all of the functions that they're supposed to be dealing with start to collapse. It's a bit like Jenga. It's a bit like you've been taking bricks out over and over and over and over again. And then when you get to that menopausal moment or that perimenopausal moment, the bricks really start wobbling because it's just one brick too many. And so then we get the dry symptoms. That's because the kidneys aren't controlling the fluids properly. We're getting the night sweats because equally the kidneys are not able to manage the fluid metabolism, and that they're trying to clear the heat in the yin kidney time at night, which is when they're trying to manage the heat in the yin time, which is night time. And then the body is sweating to try and relieve all the hormones and the symptoms that are going on inside the body. It's a bit like having a kettle where you've put a cover over the spout when it's boiling. And at night time, because you take the pressure off, you take the cover off, and then, the body can release. Then we get the moods and the mood swings because the kidneys aren't controlling the heart energy properly, and then the heart can't control the mood of the body correctly. Everything ultimately in the menopause comes down to the kidneys. So the trick and what we need to do to strengthen our body and facilitate a natural transition from where we were to where we're going is to support the kidneys. So the all-important question is, well, how do I do that? Well, the first thing to note is that on my website is a bunch of guides, and one of the guides I offer is a guide to the kidneys. So you can download that guide for free and have a good look at all of the advice that I give you there. But to summarize some of the key pieces in that is, first of all, know that the kidneys are responsible in the first place and that you need to do something about it. And second of all is to home in on that piece of information I gave you earlier, which is all about rest. And this is the most important thing. Now, when I say rest, often I mean meditation. But most people can't cope with meditation, so I'm just calling it relaxation. And one of the easiest things that you can do to strengthen your kidneys is to give your kidneys regular rest throughout the day and focus on a slightly deeper aspect of rest in the middle of the afternoon. Now, I know many people can't do anything in the middle of the afternoon, so what I suggest is any time between 2 and 6 p.m. Just give yourself even 5 minutes to do the exercise I'm about to teach you. In addition to this exercise, I recommend that you download a free app called Meditation Bell, which is a wonderful gong that goes off on your phone very gently, reminding you to practice this meditation regularly throughout the day. And by tiny little snacks of this little activity, it's going to make a massive difference to your kidneys. So join me now and I'll teach it to you. So you take your hands and you place them over your lower belly and simply close your eyes. Take a beautiful deep breath in and out. Relax into your chair. And simply take the focus from your third eye, which is just between your eyebrows, and take that focus down to where your hands are gently clasped. And smile on your lips like Mona Lisa. And smile down into your lower belly. Breathing gently. This is a very simple smiling breath, meditation or relaxation. Nourishing and strengthening the kidneys. I recommend the minimum is 5 slow breaths. But if you're finding it enjoyable and relaxing, just keep the meditation going 1 breath at a time. And when you're ready, take your attention back up to your mind and come back to the room. Now, many of you will find that just those 5 breaths of meditation will make a huge and significant difference to how you feel. In an ideal world, you would give yourself up to 20 minutes to practice that, and it is the singularly most important thing that you can do to strengthen your kidneys on a day-to-day basis. Now, the other fantastic thing that you can do to strengthen your kidneys is Qigong. Now, I have a Qigong platform called Hey You Fit, which has a subscription model attached to it, but where you can try Qigong for free for 7 days to see how you get on. I also teach it for free on the Katie Brindle Instagram platform on a Tuesday and a Thursday morning at 8 a.m. Now, Qigong means life force practice, and Qi, or life force, also means energy, and your kidneys are responsible for this energy. The kidneys are indeed called the ministers of power, and one of the main reasons we suffer our menopausal symptoms is because the power has basically gone flat in the body, like your mobile phone. It's as if you're trying to get your mobile phone, which is now on low power mode, to do everything it normally does on normal power, and it won't. Because it can't, because it hasn't got enough energy. And that's exactly what's going on with the menopause and your kidneys. So the other than relaxation and meditation that I've just taught you with the rescue breath is Qigong. And these wonderful exercises are absolutely second to none when it comes to strengthening the kidneys and resolving menopause symptoms. So if you are suffering, I really do urge you to, at the very least, join me on the free classes. There are many, many good exercises for where Qigong really helps, but one of the simplest ones I will show you now. Just stand with your hands either side. Have your thumbs by your index finger and open your arms, breathing in. And then take the back of your hands facing each other and slowly bend down. And then have the back of the hands on the floor, relaxing the shoulders and allowing the head to create the traction in the body. And then tummy's in, rolling gently up. If you can't go all the way down, please don't worry, just go as far down as you can go. Turning the hands around the neck, stretching up slowly, and then bringing the hands down. You can either do this with your legs together, as I'm showing you, or you can have them shoulder width apart. If you have limited mobility, you can just stretch your arms as far as you can go. If this is as far as you can, that's fine. Just bring them in, back to the hands together. And if you can't go down very far, just hang the head and hang the hands. The trick is to allow the head to create a little bit of traction in the spine. Tummy's gently in and rolling back up. It's very good for calming all of the nervous system and for allowing this precious energy which comes in via the breath into every cell of the body, nourishing and strengthening the power in every cell, like you're charging up your mobile phone. It makes a massive difference to how you feel. Now that's just one of the basic exercises which I teach twice a week, but it's a really good one to know and it will make a massive difference to your symptoms. So thank you so much for joining me today on my Menopause YouTube. If you think this information would help anybody, please forward it to them. Please like this post. And of course, if there's anything else I can help you with, please put your comments underneath and I will look forward to seeing you again soon.